There's a light bulb in Livermore, California. It has been glowing since 1901, before television, before commercial air travel, before America even had 48 states. That light bulb was already burning. How many light bulbs have you replaced in your lifetime? 10, 50, maybe hundreds? Here's my question for you. What's the oldest thing you still own that still works? If you know exactly what it is already, stick around. We want to hear it in the comments. Because today's story isn't really about a light bulb. It's about 5 American inventions that never got the chance they deserved. In 1996, General Motors launched the EV1, a sleek, high-tech two-seater that became America's first modern mass-produced electric car. But you couldn't actually buy one. It was offered strictly through a lease program, yet a passionate following quickly formed. Waiting lists grew, and drivers fell in love with the quiet, instant torque of the battery-powered engine. Then, the program vanished. When the leases expired, GM recalled the fleet. Despite protests and written offers from drivers to buy the cars outright, almost all of the 1,117 vehicles were hauled away to salvage yards and crushed. Only about 40 survived, donated to museums and universities with their drivetrains deactivated. GM explained that high battery costs and limited niche demand made the project commercially impossible to sustain. Critics, however, suspected that oil industry lobbying and shifting regulatory standards played a heavier role in pulling the plug. It remains a highly debated chapter in automotive history. But it leaves us with a compelling question. What if those cars had been allowed to stay on the road? How different would our world look today if we hadn't spent the last 20 years trying to rebuild what we already had? In 1948, another inventor tried to rewrite the rules of the road. Preston Tucker unveiled the Tucker 48, a car designed to be decades ahead of its time. Have you ever wondered why safety features we take for granted today took so long to become standard? Tucker's car had them back then. A padded dashboard, a pop-out windshield designed for crash safety, and a third steering-linked center headlight that turned with the front wheels. But engineering brilliance quickly met heavy pressure from established players. As public excitement grew, so did corporate and political backlash. A sudden wave of negative press, a massive government investigation, and fraud charges brought the factory to a grinding halt. Tucker was eventually acquitted of every single charge, but the company was already gone. Only 51 Tuckers were ever built, and they are now among the rarest cars in the world. Were these machines simply too early for their time? Or did the industry make sure they never stood a chance? What happens when corporate rivalry or market failure isn't the barrier to progress? What if the government itself steps in and locks the plans away? Under the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951, the United States government holds the legal authority to freeze any patent application deemed a threat to national security. Once a secrecy order is issued, the inventor cannot disclose their work, market their product, or speak about their creation to anyone. The Patent and Trademark Office reviews every single application, flagging those with potential defense implications. Over the years, the government has placed secrecy orders on more than 6,000 inventions. Many of these cases involve routine defense contracts or sensitive military gear. But the law is incredibly broad. It means some life-changing ideas never see the light of day, legally locked inside a filing cabinet. How many advanced energy systems, communication tools, or durable materials are still sitting in those vaults, hidden from history? The strangest of these lost technologies did not even happen in America. In the 1980s, An English hairdresser named Maurice Ward reportedly invented a revolutionary heat-resistant material in his kitchen. He called it Starlite. To demonstrate its power, Ward coated a raw egg in the substance and blasted it with a high-powered blowtorch. Amazingly, the egg remained completely uncooked and cold to the touch. Both NASA and the British Ministry of Defense reportedly showed intense interest, conducting their own trials on samples that survived temperatures that would melt steel. Yet, Ward was fiercely protective. He never sold the formula or fully explained how it worked. After his death, the formula disappeared, leaving behind no clear heir and no complete record. How does a breakthrough that could have transformed spacecraft and military shielding simply cease to exist? As the Centennial light quietly burns on, we have to ask, what's the oldest working thing you own? Tell us below. Subscribe for more untold history.